I've got a daily chart pulled up, and price has been hanging out. In fact, what I want to do is start over here. Let me increase that up just a little bit. I want to start over here because you're going to know what you'll notice is this very aggressive move up where there was no correction taking place. I mean, this was just all one big impulsive move up to the upside. Okay. You don't get any of this noise or any of this sideways movement and the up and down and up and down. There's very little in the form of ongoing price action through here. So that's going to come play into this a little bit later as we tie that in, but I want to point that out, that we've got this wide open white space right there. Okay. Does that make sense? Hopefully to everybody. It's not any of this congestion and back and forth noise going on. So then price came up and it was making progressively, now, albeit not as aggressive as these prior drives were, it was progressively making these higher highs. And it tested the highs twice, third time broke. Tested the high twice, third time broke. You guys see that back here? There's a test, third time's the charm. There's a test, third time's the charm. By the way, can you see my mouse? I know on some of these screen sharing platforms, like it hides it for some reason. Can anybody give me? You can see it? Okay, so I'll just use that. That's like the laser pointing here. So, you know, one test, two tests, third time's the charm. And then we get up and we actually get this double top formation. Now, if you were on the webinar or the session last night, we were talking about those particular price patterns, and they're really powerful ones too. And this is on a major time frame. This is big macro structure that we're looking at. We're the bulls, and you know what I want to do. Hopefully on this channel, my goal is to really help people get more in tune and sensitive to the evidence that's built right into the charts and the price. Because if this might be the takeaway for tonight, everything you look at in terms of indicators, every single one of them, without exception, okay? And I can say that without a single exception, they're all derivatives of price. They're derived from price. So you're actually looking at data that it's helpful, right? They have their place. I'm not saying they're not helpful, but what I am saying is they're a derivative of price. And so you're looking at data that's like further down the spigot. It's not right at the top. Okay. So you notice this move up right here? Look at how aggressive that was. Very aggressive. In fact, that move right there was more aggressive than that move, and more aggressive than that, and more aggressive than that. So we have 1, 2, 3 pretty decent drives that on this fourth one trumped all of them. Very aggressive, big candles, very quick. And the buyers got stopped dead in their tracks, got rejected, came back second attempt. And they didn't just get rejected, they got rejected in a big way. You see that massive daily right there? Big rejection. Third attempt, they came right back up into these price levels here. 1, 2, third attempt, buyers are taking the third charge, massive rejection. And notice now what that starts a sequence of. Over here we had what? Progressively. Higher high, higher high, higher high, these higher highs. And now it's like after the crest up on the other side of the hill, now we're coming back down, right? Lower high, lower high, lower high. And you can see I've got this pretty substantial structure of support drawn in. That gray horizontal section right there, that's a really significant area of support that was very reactive for many, many months. Many, many months. We can go back even to, July. Okay, month after month after month. Even as of just a few days ago, it was holding, and then it just collapsed completely, utterly gave way. Strong definitive break below, which we came down to these wicks down to these other lows, and we're holding right now. Here's what I'm looking for, and here's what I would, this is what I'm looking for. You guys can look for what you want, but what I'm looking for is for this to at least come back and retest this area before the next drive down. Now I'm going to come back and tie into this section I mentioned earlier. See all that white space there? When these sellers push price down, do you guys mind muting your mics? I'm getting some feedback, like some reverberation or something. So when the sellers come back in full force after this takes a breath, comes up for air, corrects, because of this move back here, that's going to increase the likelihood of this accelerating through this section right here, because there's not a lot of structure that's going to be in the way. So it's not just that this would be a good move, but because of the characteristics of what this was doing back through here, if and when price comes back here, it's likely going to be in an accelerated fashion. Time will tell. It doesn't have to, but there's the probabilities will definitely be favorable. So that is one option. Look for this to come back. I would get down on like a 4-hour chart, and especially if you can get a major rejection, because price will come back more than likely. I mean, it doesn't have to, but the greater odds are that price will come back. It's going to test it. Just be patient. It could be days, could be the end of the month before that happens. Wait for a big rejection up here, and then you'll have a lot better stop placement to look for the opportunity to get in short. It's all about managing your risk, keeping it small, and then having that reward many, many times greater. Okay, so that's what I'd be looking for there. Here's another scenario that I didn't want to start with, because once you see it, you'll have a hard time not seeing it. But you see this channel through here that's forming. So my initial view will be to look for price to come back and correct that structure, which is now going to be resistant. All right, this is, you guys, this is like day one stuff, right? With trading, when support breaks, it's going to turn to resistance. And yet I feel like traders just throw that stuff out the window rather than utilize it. So that's what we're utilizing here. We're using how incredibly powerful these principles are to our favor. I'll be looking to sell from there, or heaven forbid we come all the way back up here. What am I still going to be looking for? I'm going to be looking to go short. And depending on, we just got to hide and watch really, because this could correct aggressively, or it could correct very, very timidly, and price could come up like this, could go sideways for days at a very, very small angle, to where we actually get some form of confluence up here with this support, turn, resistance, and this channel. So something to keep in mind. All right, but as far as I see it, you guys, that looks like some great potential there. So that's really all I got. That's what I wanted to break down. Something to keep on your radar that really has, if you consider that your risk might be something like, I don't know, let's just say something like that. And then, oops, let's take this one. And let's just make it, so you look at your risk is going to be somewhere along the lines of that gray box there, and your reward something like that. I'm willing to do that all day, every day, right, with these kinds of opportunities. So I hope that helps. There's one more thing. If you guys got any questions, let me know. I'm going to show you one more thing that I was looking at.